you didn't know how you would deal with the speed of Canelo. After that first round, how did you think you were going to fight him?
I felt his power. You can see on my arm. He beat my arm up, but not my hand. It's better.
Did he ever hurt you?
Yeah, my arm. Hurt my arm.
So recently, Canelo Alvarez came out stating that he already dominated Bivol and he wants the rematch at 175 because he don't want to hear no excuses. So Canelo Alvarez said, quote, "I think I'm better than him. That's it. If you see the first 5 rounds, 6 rounds, I dominated the fight. But then I got tired, of course, because I didn't train at my 100%. End of the quote. Additionally, Canelo Alvarez said in the past that he beat Bivol 8 rounds to 4. I already made a video on that. I'm going to leave the link for that video in the comment section below. Now, what I can't comprehend is that Canelo claims he believes he dominated Bivol and he won 8 rounds to 4. However, with that same breath, every other day, Canelo gives us another excuse like he's DJ Khaled. He is truly the best when it comes to making excuses. Like, wait a minute, Canelo, you said you won. You said you dominated Bivol. So why you keep making excuses to why you lost? You can't claim you won and make excuses at the same time. This is so reminiscent to when Pacquiao lost to Floyd. Pacquiao said he thought he won the fight. However, at the same time, he said he broke his shoulder. Then Pacquiao said his shoulder magically healed when he was swimming in the Filipino Sea. You see what kind of BS is that? Because everyone started following that trend. We all saw how Lomachenko followed Pacquiao's footsteps, where he claimed he beat Teofimo Lopez. However, with that same breath, he said he injured his shoulder. Then when Kambosos smashed Teofimo Lopez claimed he believes he won 11 rounds to 2. However, with that same breath, he claimed he had lung problems and he could have died in the Kambosos fight. Like, wait a minute, if you dominated Kambosos 11 rounds to 2, then why are you even making excuses to why you lost? Which, obviously, that's exactly what Canelo Alvarez is doing here. He claims he dominated Bivol. He claims he won 8 rounds to 4. But with that same breath, he's making a million excuses to why he supposedly won, at least in his mind. You can't have it both ways, with the facts being laid out. I completely agree with Canelo. I know that may shock a lot of people, but I went back and watched Canelo versus Bivol, and I must admit, Canelo did dominate Bivol. He totally dominated Bivol's arm. That's about it. Canelo punished Bivol's left arm. He punished his bicep, where he even hurt Bivol's arm. So when Canelo Alvarez said he dominated Bivol, I think he forgot to add the arm in there. He forgot to mention the arm because he knew if he does mention the arm, it wouldn't sound as good. Since Canelo knows the arm is not a scoring area. Perhaps if the arm was a scoring area, then Canelo versus Bivol would have actually been a competitive fight instead of Bivol winning 12 rounds to none. Because with the current boxing rules, Bivol beat up Canelo so bad, he made Canelo forget English. I mean, literally, Canelo forgot how to speak English after the Bivol loss. I mean, enough is enough with the nonsense of Canelo making excuses while claiming he beat Bivol. Perhaps Canelo changed the boxing rules in his book, where he can utilize blocking with his face technique in order to beat Bivol, at least in his mind. Maybe Canelo hasn't got the memo. You can't block with your face. You can't utilize blocking with your face technique in order to win the fight. And the arm is not a scoring area. Somebody please forward that information to Canelo, because we don't want Canelo to claim he didn't know that after Bivol whoops him again for the second time. I don't want to hear Canelo claim he was playing by different rules, such as blocking with his face technique. Last but not least, Bivol came out recently stating that I won't fight Canelo again. unless the rematch is at 168. Because I'm tired of Canelo Alvarez excuses. I want to debunk all of the excuses, which I totally agree. I already made a video on why that is on Bivol reaction to Canelo versus Ryder fight, where I'm going to leave a link for that video in the comment section below. That being said, Canelo Alvarez at the moment in time is keeping all of the titles at 168 hostage. He's going to continue to avoid David Benavidez. He's going to continue to avoid his other mandatory, David Morrell. And obviously, he has been ducking Charlo and Andrade for an entire decade. So what's better than to have Bivol completely debunk all of Canelo Alvarez's pathetic excuses by knocking him out at 168, then defending his undisputed title against David Benavidez, Jamal Charlo, Andrade, and David Morrell. That will be legendary. That will give boxing a new flavor to get the duck Canelo out of the way. Then get to see Bivol against all of these undefeated killers, because I truly believe we haven't seen the best of Bivol yet. But with this move right here, we will get a chance to see the best of Bivol. So this is the best move on the chessboard for Bivol. See, the real reason why Canelo doesn't want to fight Bivol at 168 is because he want to have a built-in excuse. If he loses to Bivol again at 175, he's going to say, oh, that's not my division. I'm still the best at 168. Despite the fact that he's ducking the best fighters at 168, which are Benavidez and David Morrell. And he will never fight David Morrell especially. Therefore, it's so hypocritical when Canelo says, I don't want to fight Bivol at 168 because I don't want any excuses, while he's the one that's making the excuses this entire time. The only person in the world that's been making excuses is Canelo. He made 1 million excuses. So Canelo has no room to speak about excuses. In fact, the reason why Bivol want to fight Canelo at 168 to begin with is because of Canelo excuses. We all know Bivol is a natural 168 pounder. When Bivol and Canelo fought on fight night, they were the exact same weight. That's why I totally agree with Bivol wanting to move back down to 168, a division he fought in before, a division he was a champion in before. The only reason Bivol moved up from 168 to 175 was due to the fact that he had no competition. He had nobody to fight. But right now, he has everybody to fight. His legacy and money fights are at 168 and 175. However, there are more names at 168. So that's what he should do. If Canelo wants the rematch, then he needs to fight Bivol at his best weight, 168, where Canelo claims that's his best, where nobody could beat him. Let's test that theory, if you truly believe that. Because I'm going to tell you right now, Canelo looked worse at 168 than he did at 175. We have seen a consistent pattern of Canelo gassing out against Trout at 154, against Gennady Golovkin at 160, and against Ryder at 168. Last but not least, against Bivol at 175. Canelo showed the same flaws at 154, at 160, at 168, and at 175. Lara was hitting Canelo all day at 154. Gennady Golovkin was hitting Canelo all day at 160. John Ryder was hitting Canelo all night at 168. And of course, Bivol was hitting Canelo all day and all night at 175. So it don't matter where Canelo fights, he still has them same problems because he has a skill problem, an IQ problem, a defense problem, and he knows that. That's why he want to fight Bivol at 175 in case if he does lose again, he's going to have a built-in excuse. Oh, 175 is not my division. Then, of course, he's going to move back down to 168, where he's still undisputed, in order to defend his titles against who he see best fits. If he has a dangerous mandatory like David Morrell, and he can't pay off the sectioning fees to avoid that fight, all he's going to do is avoid that fight by vacating that belt. That's why the new motto for 2023 in the sport of boxing should be No life for ducks in boxing. We're going to remix that. No boxing, no life. Now it's going to be no life for ducks in boxing. Let's get these ducks out of the way. That's why we got to see Bivol versus Canelo at 168. Because I could guarantee you this. Bivol will mop the floor with Canelo at 175 or 168. It doesn't matter. What matters to Canelo Alvarez is for him to have a built-in excuse and to keep his undisputed title after Bivol whips him again. Like I said, Canelo thinks he's slick. He want to keep the belts hostage in order to maintain some status while being able to maneuver against the best competition. Because the reason behind that, I could name you 20 fighters on the pound-for-pound list that could beat Canelo. This is why Canelo created the MBF League in the sport of boxing, and he's still on his European tour to this day. Even when he was on his European tour, he got assassinated by a European and created a Mexican assassin, Bivol. How ironic is that? With the facts being laid out, drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe below and click on the notification bell to be continued on the next episode of Akhi, Akhi TV. Peace. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
No, mira, la verdad es que me siento muy bien. Yo, en lo personal, no pongo ninguna excusa. Creo que no perdí la pelea. Creo que me ganó 4, 5 rounds máximo. En los últimos rounds me fatigué un poco, pero obviamente me siento bien. Creo que hice las cosas como tenía que hacerlas y me siento bien. Vamos a ver, vamos a ir y pensar qué es lo que vamos a hacer, pero me siento bien. No creo que perdí la pelea, como te digo. Perdí algunos rounds. En los últimos rounds me fatigué un poco. Creo que por el peso quizás no me sentí al 100%.
So the question was, well, obviously you were lost to Floyd Mayweather, but looking at this fight that you took, that many people in this division that you fought at tonight didn't want anything to do with it. Can you tell us your feelings and what's next for you? So, and the answer from Canelo was, so personally, I'm feeling good. I'm not giving any excuses. I do feel that I won the fight. I think perhaps, maybe I lost 4 or 5 rounds, but I definitely didn't lose the fight. I think I got a little bit tired towards the final rounds, but I felt good. So we'll see what's next. As I say, I don't feel like I lost the fight. Maybe some rounds. Maybe the weight was a slight issue and made me feel not 100% during the fight.
Y creo